a few trends to expect in 2025 and how to style them, what I did this week in New York City, some fabulous finds, and this month's monthly report. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Kura, and I believe that when you feel good, you look good. So on this channel, I show you how to take fashion and use it as a tool to help you look and feel your best. So if you have been following me for a while, you already know that a lot of the trends that we have been talking about will carry over into 2025. However, there are a few that I wanted to talk about and maybe just play around with a little more. And like I always say, I am not a trend forecaster, right? Trend forecasting is an actual job that I do not have. If you see somebody usually on YouTube talking about the trends, they have done just like me. They've researched and researched and researched. So a lot of the times when people say they predict something, they have done the research or they have used their deductive skills and figured out what may be happening next in fashion, right? So unless that person is an actual trend forecaster, we're just researching and bringing the information to you. And I say that to say because I think it is very important to take these type of videos with a grain of salt. As I've said before, these trends were made months and months ago. The fashion industry established these trends, put them down the runway, and then they end up trickling down to us middle class folks, right? So when you see videos of somebody saying things are out of, trend, all I'm saying is to take it with a grain of salt. That's all I'm saying. So like I said, I do a lot of research, but there's one article that kind of stood out to me because they spoke about the two trends that to me signal a shift in trends. For a long time now, we have been talking about quiet luxury, and everything has been very simple. If you've been following me for a while, you know right after the pandemic, dopamine dressing was a big thing, and there was sparkles, and there was color, and there was fur, and there were feathers, right? And just like the trend cycle does, we started to get into the quiet luxury, that early 90s model off-duty type of vibe. And now I'm seeing things that are signaling a change in trend, and honestly, I couldn't be more excited. Not because I hate simple outfits, but because I did want a bit of a change. I wanted more flair. And again, if you're not new here, you know that I feel like the trend cycle is one of the most interesting things. It not only depends on what the fashion industry tells us, it's about the state of our economy. It's about what's happening in the world. And it's just so interesting to me. So anyway, I wanted to focus on this particular article from Marie Claire and talk about two of the trends that are making me a little excited. So the boho chic kind of trend, first of all, is not new to 2025. It really started to come up at the end of 2024, but it's going to even have more of an impact, according to my research, in 2025. Boho chic brings ruffles and sheer clothing. It's very girly, very romantic, and just so different than what we have been seeing. It's loose, flowy fabrics, it's bold prints, it's layered accessories, but now it's a bit more refined, whereas before it was more traditionally bohemian, if that makes sense. It comes off as effortless, even though it might not actually be effortless. It still looks put together, but not as straight line and rigid as quiet luxury is. If you love the boho feel, you want to focus on like handcrafted accessories, or at least look like they're handcrafted, right? Layering, bold fabrics, and also really, really flowy. That sounds like it could be a hot mess when I say all those words together, but put together properly can really give you that Chloe type of vibe. Remember when Chloe kind of reigned supreme in this category? The big oversized sunglasses, the ruffles. If you are an elder millennial, particularly, and probably older, you know what I mean. Or even just a millennial, but I'm elder millennial, so I'm just taking it from my point of view. I also feel like boho chic is perfect for the summer if this is your style. It's like sandals and comfortable footwear, just relaxed and laid back and just very summery. Another thing I feel about boho chic is that It does involve prints and colors, but you could definitely get the same type of vibe with neutrals and neutral prints. If you are a person that loves boho style, especially for the summer, and which will be here before we know it, of course I have some great options for you to shop. Well, what's really interesting about these trendy pieces is that you could find them high to low. I've talked about Chloe before, so if you want to spend that kind of money, that's always an option. But I found this from Free People. In fact, I found a lot of things from Free People. Free People definitely gives off that boho vibe. So if you're looking for anything, I would definitely start there. This is from Boohoo. They had a very similar dress from Mango a few months back during, I believe it was during the last fashion week. Looks almost identical, right? But if you want that look and you can't find it on Mango, Boohoo has a great option. This from Hanifa is not exactly ruffles and flowy, but something about it gives me more of a sexy boho feel. So if you like the boho feel but want something a little more va 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 boom, this from Hanifa is a great option. And then back to Free People. This is a shorter option for those of you who don't look good in long dresses or just feel more comfortable. The balloon sleeves, the shape of it all gives boho, and it looks very comfortable. If you don't want a full-on dress and you want something, you kind of want to ease your way into this trend, a beautiful top would do just fine, right? Especially paired with a pair of jeans. So this top up here from Commence looks so much like something from Chloe. It is really beautiful. It's flowy. It's that sheer fabric that we were talking about that gives a very boho vibe. And then again, Free People, though this doesn't have a lot of ruffles, it has a very boho shape. And even the blue and the brown boots together, very bohemian to me. I'm not quite sure why it feels that way, but it does. Paired with the shorts is very summertime bohemian. And then again, Free People again, this with the ruffles in the front, the ruffles on the arms. It's just really girly, very girly, and very laid back. And of course, Mango always has fabulous options. Easing your way into this trend if you're just not big on this trend at all, but you could pick and choose elements to add to your wardrobe. It's always nice to start with a pair of sunglasses or even just accessories in general. So these earrings from Free People are not handcrafted, but they look like they could have been, right? And they have tons of options again at Free People for that type of look. These glasses, again, from Free People, when I think boho, I definitely think oversized. They could be aviators, they could be round. These are affordable. The other ones from Chloe, not as affordable, but are the epitome of boho. Chloe is boho to me. And then, of course, Hanifa with the fringe on this oversized bag. Again, oversized bags are a big part of this trend, and the fringe makes it even more boho. Taking a step back into the quiet luxury that we have been seeing, there will still be room for the people that love that, but with a little more fun, right? According to the same Marie Claire article, the trend forecasting company FashionFinds says that there is a shift in the clean girl aesthetic, right? There will be more extra special details that redefine luxury through unique touches and added flair, which makes me so happy. Now, again, if you like quiet luxury, I'm definitely not saying that you shouldn't do this. If you love it, hey, please do you. But think about playing with that look a bit, right? So if you are going to wear your white button-up and your white slacks, try to play with some accessories. Or try to look for something that's a little extra special. Maybe a white button-up that buttons in a different way, or try to button up a different way, or an extra special belt. The whole thought behind meaningful minimalism is extra special details, bold accessories, statement pieces, and incorporating more standout pieces in your quiet luxury type of outfit. Right? Marie Claire says that ultimately, power lies in thoughtful, functional, or playful details that elevate the overall experience of a piece. And I love to hear this because I am such an accessory girl. So if the meaningful minimalism speaks to you in any way, I have a few ideas and a few pieces just to get your mind going of how this can work for you. I didn't want to bring attention to Marcella NYC. I don't think that we talk about it enough. And if you are into minimalism, meaningful minimalism, Marcella NYC is a fabulous option. And these are a good example of having something very minimal, but with really interesting details, whether the shirt is off the shoulder and the collar is scalloped, or the top is both sheer and see-through and solid, or it's a full-on dress with a chiffon draped over your décolleté and it's ruched. I mean, this is just the epitome of meaningful minimalism. They don't all have to be black. These just happen to be black, obviously. But if you haven't checked out Marcella NYC and that's your vibe, they have this all through this website. This from the Frankie shop is a great example of how to have something minimal but also have a standout piece. Again, these two tops from Marcella NYC, very interesting, simple, but it draws your eye because there's interesting parts to it, right? And then this one from Karen Millen, a little bit of color, is fantastic. Not only is simple and structured, it's also intricate and interesting. And I really feel like that's what minimalism is about. An important part of this, whole feel, if you would like for it to be, obviously everyone has different styles, is the accessories. This gold cuff from Mishu is stunning. It's a showstopper, right? We have seen the return of cuffs for a while now. I have showed you one from Tiffany's. I've showed you it. They've been all over the place. This is a different iteration of that, and I don't necessarily prefer it. I like them equally, but I do like that this is different than what you see on everybody else. This necklace from Banana Republic is a showstopper, and I believe on sale. It is definitely a statement piece. Statement necklaces are different than the J. Crew statement necklaces of old from the Jenna Lyons from that time frame, right? But it's still giving statement necklace and can be worn with this kind of trend. And then of course Heaven Mayhem, they're really good on earrings, and these are no exception. I picked the silver because we have a lot of gold. They're bold, they're very on trend, they're beautiful. And then the R.E.P.O.R.T, I love a good statement piece from them. These bangles are absolutely gorgeous. So there are more things to speak about, but those two trends I really wanted to talk about because one is polar opposite of what we've been seeing, and the other one is different, but just a tad bit of a little bit of more flair, right? So there's a lot more we could talk about, but I just wanted to introduce you to those and see what you think. Listen, not to sound like an old elder millennial and continue to talk about the weather, but it has been so cold in New York City. In fact, I know that it snowed in Florida. I know in Georgia you guys got snow. I even saw that it snowed in New Orleans. It has been cold across America, and I feel like we shouldn't be subjected to this. It just doesn't feel right. It's like after the holidays, I need to become spring. I've actually been practicing living in the moment because spring is not going to get here any quicker. So I've been trying to relish in this cold weather and and like love that. But I can't help but wonder how spring is going to be in the next few weeks. So needless to say, I've been keeping my outdoor activities in New York City to a minimum. Hey girl, hey. As you can probably tell by this hat and this big old coat, it is freezing today in New York City. And we're actually going upstate to go to Woodbury Commons. But yesterday, my friend came into town from Atlanta for the day, just for the day, to go to a Broadway play, Death Becomes Her, and I just hung out with her. We went shopping, we got something to eat, and we even went to a cute little jazz club. It's always nice to see friends. I love that she came in from the day from Georgia. And yeah, I just love her. So anyway, we are actually, like I said, going upstate to see what we can find at Woodbury Commons. I actually grew up going to Woodbury Commons, and the deals that the girls have been getting, I do not remember getting when I was younger. So I'm hoping that I find some good things, and of course, I want to bring you along. So one of the reasons why we did go to Woodbury Commons is that I'm going to try to be more proactive during Fashion Week this February, and I was looking for some key pieces or standout pieces that I could use during the few days that I would be in Fashion Week. I stopped into the cosmetic company store, and there's a few things that I want to see. First of all, this La Mer foundation is 50% off, but they don't have my color, so that's a drag. But this Kilian Old Fashioned, first of all, I don't know why I'm just now smelling it, but second of all, it's amazing, and it's 30% off. First time smelling this, and it was light and airy and just perfect for the summer, in my opinion. I heard about it, but I didn't get a chance to smell it, and I finally got it. I love this. We're out here shopping for me, but obviously my husband's with us, or with me, so we stopped in Ralph Lauren. And I know we have some fellas watching. You guys, Ralph Lauren has some beautiful things. First of all, let me show you this bag. Clean, classy, classic. I know this is supposed to be for men, but I would definitely travel with this. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful leather. When I tell you I couldn't find anything at Woodbury Commons that would work for me, I could not find anything. And I am getting a little anxious to figure out what I'm going to do for Fashion Week. So let's talk about Fashion Week really quickly. Last time I asked you guys what you thought about influencers and Fashion Week and what you want to see. And I was really asking that for an understanding for me, but also what you all think Fashion Week is as far as influencers are concerned. And for the most part, I agreed with a lot of things you said. However, it is before I got some insight into the purpose of influencers being at Fashion Week. Now, while, like I told you in that last video, a lot of the influencers that are at Fashion Week are not actually at Fashion Week. They are at events during Fashion Week that are not exactly on the Fashion Week schedule. And if you saw me, anything that I was doing, that's exactly what was happening, because I am a very tiny fish in a huge pond, and I don't get invited to those big fashion shows, right? It is now my understanding, while you see a lot of folks at Fashion Week, and they are there to meet other influencers. These people are our coworkers, right? Who are there to try to meet heads of different makeup companies and beauty and fashion brands so that you can form relationships with them. Because I know from the outside looking in, it looks like they were just partying. And to be honest with you, that's how I felt too. And they are. It is a lot of let's get dressed to go eat. But there are folks that are actually making moves, making connections. And now that I understand it from that point of view, I understand how important it is for me to go. Because I don't know anybody. Nobody knows who I am. Well, that's not true. I met a lot of you all last year and last Fashion Week, which is very exciting. Very exciting. I meet you all on the train. I meet you all walking to the gym. I met some of y'all at church last week, which was crazy. I met you guys at church and I was like, well, hallelujah. So yes, people do know who I am, but the people that gonna pay me, I need to build a relationship with them. So that's what, and I'm being honest with you, that's what my Fashion Week needs to be. So you might see some things that you see from other influencers, but that's because I'm trying to build, honestly, a brand, right? So there's that. So I have to find things to wear, and I'm getting overwhelmed. I didn't find any at Woodbury Commons. Sorry, this week's vlog portion is a little shorter, simply because I'm getting ready to go on a trip. As you see, my hair is braided. If you are a Black woman or you are a friend of a Black woman, you can always tell when we're going on a trip because we get our hair braided. So that's what this is. I actually found somebody to do my hair. If you've been with me for a while, you know that I used to have Fatima do my hair, and I can't find her anymore. She has disappeared. But I have found, I believe her name was Fatu, and she was quick. She was very gentle with my hair. I even explained to her that my hair is recovering from some hair loss, and she was fabulous. So hopefully that is now my go-to. I hope she does not disappear. Fatima, I miss you. Hello, Fatu. So anyway, guys, we have to wrap this up. Again, I'm sorry it's so short, but next time will be much better because it'll be part of my vacation. So yeah, see you next week. So I actually have a trip coming up and I'm so excited about it. I have, believe it or not have been buying a whole bunch of things simply because I have another trip coming up. And between those two trips, is Fashion Week, and we're going to talk about Fashion Week and how I'm going to be tackling that this time around. But I have been shopping and trying to figure out what I'm going to put on. Anyway, between all that shopping and trying to figure out my life, I did find a few things, and of course I'm going to show you and put it in this week's Fabulous Fashion Finds. So if you have been watching the Coach runway and waiting for a bag like this, very similar to this, to drop, you have been frustrated because Coach has not given us any information and I need to know that Coach bag is coming out. Until then, I found this beautiful alternative that I will link in the description box, which is a Mexican brand, I believe. I believe it's Mexican. It is leather and it is only $200 as opposed to the Coach, which I'm sure is going to be more than $200. This is fantastic. If you don't want to wait for the Coach one, or you want to save a little bit of money, because I do feel like it's going to be a little more than $200. The problem here is that it is sold out, so you're going to have to put your name on the list. They did say that they are restocking. It also comes in black and oh man, I think a beige. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, so this coat is from Massimo Dutti and it is also not cheap. However, I feel like I needed to show it to you all just because it's giving just luxurious and very much Phoebe Philo, but not Phoebe Philo price. Again, it's not cheap, but I wanted to show you because a lot of times you can get inspirations from things even if they're not in your price point, right? This is completely up my alley. The high collar, which is made out of lamb, the lamb skin, and then I believe the furry part is also lamb. I mean, this is just fabulous, drop dead gorgeous from Massimo Dutti. And if I show up with this, it's not my fault. I really love this. Again, it is not cheap, but just to give you an idea or put it in your vision, like in your head to figure out what your style is, just to play with it a little bit. I absolutely love this. And then if you are the boho person, this is right up your alley. For me personally, this is a lot of fabric, but if you love the boho feel, or if you are a person that is religious and very modest, this would really work very well for you. I could definitely see the ladies in the Middle East and Dubai wearing something like this. They are fabulous over there, you guys. They are not very revealing, but absolutely fabulous. So just wanted to show you, just in case that's your style and you are a little more modest. These glasses are from H&M. And they look so much like Tom Ford glasses. Tom Ford glasses are going to cost you $300, $400, $500. These are from H&M, so they're probably not more than $20. It's a very similar vibe. If you want to, get that look, H&M has some really cute things in their new in. And I'll leave some in the description box. You should definitely go check it out. Speaking of H&M, this sweater is so good. I like the way they styled it with the white shirt underneath and the white pants. I love white during the winter. Love white during the winter. This is a great staple. It is affordable and it's a good staple to have, especially if you take care of it properly. You could have it for a good while. Sticking with the bohemian trend and ideas, these necklaces, this long necklaces, first of all, is coming back, which is crazy because, again, if you're an elder millennial, Gen X, you remember when these long necklaces were a big thing, and they're coming back. And I really think it's part of the whole bohemian vibe. Both these necklaces are very bohemian, but also could be dressed in a different way. Even if you're just wearing like a plain blazer and some jeans, throw on one of these statement pieces and you got yourself a look. I have been talking about like high-low options, and I've really been living in cozy sets for the winter. Especially, it's been so cold in New York, colder than it's been in a long time. And I just wanted to show you that there are price points for everybody. So the one on the right is from ASOS, and I believe it's $60 to $100. And the one on the left is from Theory, and it's actually on sale, and it's about $300 for the whole thing, $300 to $350. Now, mind you, while the ASOS one is probably made out of rayon, it's a similar look. The one from Theory is cashmere and wool blend. So it really depends on what you want to spend, but it definitely is so simple. I've been throwing these type of things on with like an oversized fur coat and my sunglasses, and I just need to be comfortable right now. It's been so cold. And this is actually from Zara. Massimo Dutti or Zara Home. Of course, I'll link it in the description box. I don't remember which one it was. But I feel like this is very much Kate vibes. It's clean. Well, it's leather. There's no branding. It's very on trend right now. And $100 for real leather is perfect. They also have this in brown and maybe black. Of course, I'll link it in the description box so you can see. I really love this. I think this is a great little purse for the upcoming spring and summer. So yeah, guys, this week's Fabulous Fashion Finds was a little shorter. Again, I'm preparing to get out of here. So next time, hopefully we have some more. Is there anything that you found this week that I should buy? Last month, we kind of skipped the monthly report just because I was doing a lot those videos, the December holiday videos, and I was tired. And I realized that I totally didn't get a chance to do the monthly report. So this month we're not skipping it, and I feel like I have some great things to report to you. So here is this month's monthly report. So I actually came across an article a while ago that said that there was a certain amount of money that if you make more than, I don't remember the exact amount, if you make more than, it doesn't change your happiness, right? And that really led me to take a deep dive into what makes people happy. I have been reading all of these different articles about how people are happy, how people make choices to be happy, what makes different people happy, what is the secret to individuals being happy. And what I really found is that it really differs for so many people. I even took a class, a free class that you could also take at Harvard online. You could take it online. That's called The Science of Well-Being, where they get deeper into the science of happiness and what makes you happy. And it is most certainly not money. It's different than what you think. Again, it was free. If you're interested in that, I would definitely recommend it. It's very interesting reading, and that's just me being a nerd. You know how that goes. But I think one of the things that I found for being happy and staying with that is gratitude. So if you've been with me for a while, you know that I have been changing my eating habits and trying to get more protein and working out and doing all the things. So I am back on these protein bowls. They are so easy to make. Put a whole bunch of vegetables in there. Your protein, whether it's fish or beans or chicken or whatever the protein is that you eat, mixed with some vegetables and a little bit of maybe some salad dressing or whatever it is that you like, it is perfect. Roast the vegetables, remake the meat, and just put it together. Put it in a pretty plate. You eat first with your eyes. I've said that before. And it just makes it easier to eat. You get all your nutrition. You get your protein, which I struggle to get all the time. And yeah, that's definitely what I've been eating. It's just been easy and delicious. I have been obsessed with Diane von Furstenberg since Whitney Port worked at DVF during the Hills. I think I just dated myself, and yes. So since Whitney had worked at DVF, I have been obsessed with looking at Diane von Furstenberg. So I watched this month the Hulu series about her. I'm just so impressed with her. As I get older, there's just things that I think about differently, right? And one of the things that Diane von Furstenberg said about aging really just kind of stuck with me. She said, aging is a good thing. Aging proves that you have already lived. She loves being in her 70s because she never thought that she would get to that age. Her perspective, in my opinion, is just refreshing to hear, because we talk so much about, and I do it all the time. I make fun of how old I am. We talk so much about aging and age and how things are different. My body is not doing the same things. My hair is gray. I can't sit on the floor as long. All these type of crazy things. But what a privilege it is. And though I'm not in my 70s, I'm in my 40s, which is crazy to say. I am happy to be where I am. I remember being a kid and hearing older people talking about aging is a privilege, and now I get it. I definitely get it. It's quite funny because I go through these stages of things that I obsess over. A while ago, it was Beth Ann Hardison, and I needed to know everything about DEI and her efforts in the fashion industry. Another time, I was obsessing over Andre Leon Talley, and I know everything about him, what he's done in the industry, where he's lived, and I watched both of their documentaries. You guys seen me talk about Stanley Tucci. I went to go see him talk. I was obsessed for a while. I have his book, a whole thing. And now I am actually obsessing over Elsa Peretti. She's chic. She was a model. She used to hang out with Halston. You might know her name from the Tiffany cuff that all the girls have right now. Not all the girls, because it's an expensive cuff. But she's a jewelry designer that made jewelry, or one of them, for Tiffany. At some point, 10% of the money that Tiffany made was from Elsa Peretti's jewelry, which was absolutely insane when you think about all the things that Tiffany sells, right? So she was just really just chic, fabulous woman. I don't want to give too much away, but if you watched the series Halston, you got a little bit of her. Go do some research, check her out. I'm trying to see if there's like a documentary or something I could watch of her. I'm sure there is, but she's just so fabulous. Anyway, that is what I'm obsessing over right now. And just to go back to what I'm recommending is these little two-piece sets, whether they're wool or whether they're cashmere or whether they're acrylic, whatever your money can afford, these save the day. Besides keeping you absolutely warm and fabulous with a cute coat over it, they are practical. They're easy to throw on. You do not have to think about an outfit. I'm going to stress this in winter so we don't end up looking like I don't know who did it and ran. These are the key to looking good, feeling good, and being put together. It doesn't have to be the ones that I'm putting there, but anything that makes you feel fabulous. And then you're tired of me talking about it, but I am definitely treating myself, my husband and I, to a trip to Carousel. We are leaving in a few days, and I could not be more excited. I love exploring new places. I've never been to Carousel. We almost went back to some place that we've been a million times, but we said no, let's try someplace different. You guys have seen me in London, you've seen me in Paris, you've seen me in Mexico. Have you seen me in Bali? I don't think you saw me in Bali, but you've seen me in these different places, and now you're going to see me in Carousel, and I'm very excited. If you have been, or if you're from, let me know some things that I should be doing, and yeah, please give me some advice. So what do you feel about the two trends that we spoke about? Can you use some of the bohemian aspects in your day-to-day? Are you a quiet luxury type of person? Can you add in some details to spice up your quiet luxury a little bit? What do you feel about those trends overall? How cold has it been where you are? Because I'm telling you, it's been single digits over here. Single digits. And is there anything in the monthly report that you can suggest to me? I'm always looking for things to try. If you're not new here, I love to learn. I've had many jobs, but one of my favorite jobs was an educator. So I like to educate and be educated. Give me any suggestions. I always appreciate it. And that's it, you guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and I will see you in my next video.